Hey, this is Mike from Golden Goals, and today I want to share something that could genuinely shift the way you think about money. Imagine this. You've worked hard, maybe skipped a few weekend splurges, stayed up late managing bills, and now you've got $10,000 saved. That's no small feat, especially in today's world where prices keep rising and everyone's telling you what to do with your money. But here's the thing, that $10,000 could either just sit in a savings account, slowly losing value, or it could be the seed that grows into something life-changing. And no, I'm not talking about gambling it in crypto or spending hours reading complicated stock charts. I'm talking about a smart, time-tested, and stress-free way to build real wealth. Index funds. Now, I get it. Index funds might not sound flashy. They're not going to show up on your Instagram feed or get hyped on TikTok. But behind the scenes, they've quietly helped everyday people and people like you and me retire early, buy their dream home, or build a portfolio that takes care of their future without burning them out. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you invest that $10,000 into three of the best Fidelity index funds available right now. I'm talking real numbers, real growth, and a real shot at turning 10 grand into a 6 or even 7-figure portfolio. So if you've ever wondered, how do I actually make my money work for me? You're in the right place. Stick around because by the end of this video, not only will you know the three funds to consider, but you'll also understand exactly what your future could look like 1, 10, even 30 years down the road. Let's get started. Why Fidelity index funds? The set it and forget it superpower. So, why Fidelity? Why index funds? And more importantly, why now? Let me break it down. Index funds are like the slow-cooked meals of investing. They don't try to beat the market. They become the market. You're not picking stocks. You're picking entire baskets of companies. The winners and losers cancel each other out, and over time, the upward momentum wins. It's steady, reliable, and it works, especially if you don't have time to obsess over charts or breaking news. Now here's where Fidelity enters the picture. They've been around for decades, trusted, battle-tested, and built for people who just want results without the Wall Street headache. Their fees are rock bottom. We're talking expense ratios as low as 0.015%. And those small percentages, they make a massive difference over 10, 20, 30 years. That's money staying in your pocket instead of lining a fund managers. And the beauty? You don't need to be rich to start. Many Fidelity index funds have no minimum investment. Whether it's $100 or $10,000, you're in. You set it up once, automate your contributions, and let time, the greatest investor ally, do the heavy lifting. How I chose the three funds. Safety with purpose in today's market. Now let's talk about how I picked these three specific funds. I didn't throw darts at a list or chase whatever's trending. I looked at what matters right now, in 2025, and what's going to matter for decades ahead. The economy today is noisy. Interest rates are still high, inflation isn't backing down, and global tensions are creating real pressure. So I looked for funds that could stand firm through the storm. That means funds with a strong historical track record, not just during bull runs, but when things got ugly too. I also wanted balance. One fund had to deliver long-term growth. Another needed to offer reliable income. And one had to give us global exposure and sector diversification. Because putting all your eggs in one basket? That's not a strategy, that's a gamble. The final filter? Simplicity. Low fees, easy access, and the ability to automate. These funds needed to work for the everyday investor who's building wealth one paycheck at a time. So let's get into the lineup, starting with a fund that's literally powering the digital economy. Fund number 1, FNCMX, the digital economy powerhouse. First up is FNCMX, the Fidelity NASDAQ Key Composite Index Fund. This one's for the growth-minded investor who wants exposure to over 2,800 companies, all tied to America's innovation engine. Think of this fund like a backstage pass to tech's biggest show. It includes Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, Tesla, and Google. But it also throws in up-and-coming disruptors. So you're not just buying into today's winners, you're getting tomorrow's as well. Nearly half of FNCMX is invested in tech, with strong weightings in communication services and consumer sectors. It's growth-focused, but with enough diversity to smooth out the ride. Over the last 10 years, it's delivered a return of over 207%, even weathering tough periods like COVID and post-2022 corrections. Its expense ratio is just 0.29%, and while the dividend yield is modest at 0.72%, its 10-year dividend growth rate sits near 9.57%. Great for reinvestors. What does that mean in dollars? If you put $10,000 into FNCMX and reinvested everything in 1 year, you'd be at around $11,279. In 10 years, $33,997. In 20 years, $180,000 plus. In 30 years, $349,886. That's the power of steady growth and compound reinvestment. Fund number 2, FSPGX, the steady giant of large cap growth. Next is FSPGX, the Fidelity Large Cap Growth Index Fund. This fund is like a precision tool for wealth building. It's focused, efficient, and holds a wide swath of America's largest, most powerful companies. With nearly 60% of its portfolio concentrated in its top 10 holdings, this fund knows where the growth is. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta. Nearly half of it sits in tech, with strong exposure to consumer, healthcare, and industrials. It doesn't just track hype, it tracks consistent, large-scale value creation. Over the past decade, FSPGX has returned over 200%, and even in the past year of market volatility, it's up 4.4%. Its expense ratio, just 0.04%. One of the lowest you'll ever see. Dividend yield sits at 0.45%, but here's where it shines. 16.35% average dividend growth over 10 years. That's how you build income without chasing high-risk yields. Here's what a $10,000 investment in FSPGX could turn into. 1 year, $11,471. 10 years, $39,961. 20 years, $158,385. 30 years, $641,219. It's the quiet giant, compounding steadily, weathering storms, and delivering when it matters most. Finally, we've got FNARX, the Fidelity Natural Resources Fund. This is your rock, the ballast in your portfolio. While tech funds zig and zag, FNARX keeps you grounded in the real world. Oil, gas, metals, and core infrastructure. This fund leans heavy into energy, with 75% plus of its holdings in oil and gas companies like Exxon, Shell, and Valero. These companies don't just survive inflation, they often thrive in it. And in times of global uncertainty, demand for energy doesn't disappear. It's not built for rapid growth, it's built for income and resilience. The current dividend yield is 3%, with a solid 11.35% average dividend growth over 10 years. It still grows too, with 2.5% annual appreciation on average. If you put $10,000 in FNARX and reinvested every dividend 1 year, $10,551. 10 years, $19,722. 20 years, $67,146. 30 years, $732,219. Here's the crazy part. Over $650,000 of that growth is from dividends alone. By year 30, it could be paying $15,529 per month in income. That's a paycheck without lifting a finger. The $10,000 breakdown, what your investment looks like over 1, 10, 20, 30 years. All right, now let's bring all 3 funds together and talk real results. What does a simple $10,000 investment split evenly between these 3 funds actually look like as time passes? We're talking about FNCMX, the tech-fueled digital economy engine. FSPGX, the large cap compounder for consistent long-term growth. FNARX, the dividend-rich energy fund that brings stability and income. Here's the average breakdown over time. After 1 year, approximately $11,100. You're already seeing early signs of growth with low effort. The power of market momentum and dividend reinvestment kicks in almost immediately. After 10 years, approximately $31,000 to $35,000. Now the real compounding begins. You've tripled your original investment just by staying the course and not touching a thing. After 20 years, approximately $100,000 to $120,000 plus. At this stage, your money isn't just growing, and it's working. You've created a base that many people dream about but never start. After 30 years, approximately $575,000 to $730,000 plus. This is where the magic happens. A snowball turned into an avalanche. And depending on the fund weight and dividend reinvestment, this portfolio could be generating $15,000 plus in monthly passive income. No gambling, no day trading, just long-term, disciplined investing in well-chosen Fidelity index funds. The big picture, how to build a $700,000 plus portfolio without the stress. Let's step back for a second. If you're someone who's ever felt overwhelmed by the stock market, or maybe you've thought investing is too complicated, I want to tell you something real. It doesn't have to be. The truth is, building wealth isn't about beating the market. It's about staying in the market. It's about picking great vehicles, like FNCMX, FSPGX, and FNARX, and giving them time to do what they're built to do: grow. The average investor tries to time the market. The smart investor? They trust the process and let compounding do the heavy lifting. You don't need to be glued to CNBC or have a finance degree. You just need a plan, consistency, and patience. And the best part? You're not starting from zero. You're starting with $10,000 in a strategy that could give you freedom for decades. Look, I'm not a Wall Street guy. I'm just like you. I want to grow my money, protect my future, and maybe even leave something behind for my family. And I've learned that wealth building doesn't come from trying to outsmart everyone else. It comes from understanding the rules of the game and playing them long enough to win. These 3 Fidelity index funds are more than just investment options. They're tools. Tools to build security, stability, and peace of mind. Whether you're 25 or 45, it's not too late. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time? Right now. So now it's your turn. If you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps more people find smart content like this. And if you're serious about building wealth without burnout, hit that subscribe button and join the Golden Goals community, where we make smart investing simple, real, and achievable. Drop a comment below. Which fund would you start with today? Or are you already investing with Fidelity? Let's help each other grow. Thanks for watching. I'm Mike, and remember, wealth isn't built overnight, but it is built step by step. Let's take that first step together.